The vaccine is the medicine. The vaccination is the actual shot to give you the vaccine.
It's an action. It's action.
Yeah. And so you would get a vaccination to prevent smallpox. That is. See, that is a vaccination. Exactly. When you were young, your parents took you to the doctor, and the doctor gave you that vaccination, and that prevented you from getting smallpox. That prevented you from getting the disease smallpox. Now,
and this is pockmark.
well, this here, that would be a pockmark. Now, if you had not had that vaccination, if you had not had that vaccination, and you, as a young girl, had gotten the disease of smallpox, then you would have those pockmarks all over your body because they leave little scars. So that passage, what that tells us is that disease was very prevalent in China in those days, and that some people, many people actually, would get smallpox, and then they would be disfigured the rest of their lives with pockmarks all over their body. So when Wang Lung says, well, at least she doesn't have any pockmarks, he's relieved because she's not disfigured. Am I making sense?
No.
Oh. Okay. So he says, for example,
This means he worry about this
at
one
least I will not have a woman who is
is not
pockmarked.
pretty, right?
Yeah, it means that she will be more desirable because she doesn't have pockmarks. A woman who does not have pockmarks would be considered prettier than someone who does.
Good morning.
Good morning, Swati. So the pockmarks.
I can study here.
Sure. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And what is your name?
My nickname Dao. You can call me Dao.
Dao.
Yeah.
As a
This one. Patcharawadi.
can you write it for me?
D-O-W.
Okay. D-O-W. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. teacher.
Yes. My pleasure.
Where you are from? Where you from?
USA.
Yes.
Yeah. So when it says that, well, at least she won't be pockmarked, he's saying, well, she will be prettier than some women because she doesn't have pockmarks. That's what it is. And smallpox, the pox of it, that refers to what that word literally means is the pox is the same thing as pox. It's pronounced the same way. So smallpox, the disease smallpox, is a disease where you have these little scars all over you. And we're reading a story, and I'll give you a copy of that, Dal.
Sister, when you say smallpox, you refer pox, you refer F-R-E-F-R-E-F-E-R, right?
I think, yeah. Yeah, this is the story we've been reading some of the time. So we typically, and what we do is we do a grammar lesson, and we do a little practice, and then at the end of class we read a story together to practice our vocabulary, to learn new words. And
when you say small pox, refer pox, I refer, how do you spell refer?
well,
I-E-F.
the correct spelling for the disease smallpox is this. That's what you would see, you know, if someone is referring to the disease smallpox.
Yeah, you say refer, how you spell the word refer?
How to spell
Refer.
defer?
Refer. You say smallpox, refer, pox, refer the word refer. How do you spell refer? Refer.
I'm not sure. I'm not.
Teacher, you say small for refer. I heard this.
Oh, refer. Oh,
Refer is
yeah. Refer means it means the same. So pox. When I say refer, pox refers to pox. Same thing. Refer means it goes back to it.
Go back to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when Wang Lung says, well, and see, he meets his new wife, and he is happy to learn that she is not pockmarked, and that she does not have a split upper lip. And do you know what that means?
No.
It's called a cleft palate. It's some babies, and it's more prevalent in some countries than in other. I don't think it's very prevalent in Thailand, but I one time was working in Papua New Guinea. You know where Papua New Guinea is, next to Australia? And there it's very common. When babies are born, their gums and their upper lip is split. And it's a very, very serious problem, because when they're babies, they can't nurse their mother. They can't drink the milk from their mother. So it's a very serious problem. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's called cleft palate. Cleft palate. Yeah, cleft palate. It's two words, actually. Cleft palate. So that's when Wang Lung says, well, at least this woman that I'm going to bring home as my wife, at least she's not pockmarked, and at least she doesn't have a split upper lip. So he's relieved that he wasn't expecting her to be pretty, but he's relieved that she's not disfigured in some way. Okay? And we'll read more about that. As Pew was pointing out, he actually had to purchase her from the owner of the House of Wang, because in those olden days, over 100 years ago, she was a slave. She was a slave girl in the house. So he and his father had to purchase her in order for her to come live with him as Wang Lung's wife. So we'll read about that later on today. Well, let's get going. We won't wait for the others to come, okay? I don't know where they are. But here's the idiom for the day, okay? The idiom for the day. Every day we do a new idiom. You know what an idiom is? Idiom? An idiom? An idiom is a phrase, an expression, that when we look at all of the words together, it means something entirely different from what the individual words mean themselves. For example, the idiom we've used already was break a leg. So if I tell you to break a leg, I don't mean literally to go break your leg. If you're going to, let's say that during the New Year celebration, you are going to participate in a parade, in one of the dragon parades, okay? And you say, well, I have to go and be in the parade. Well, I would say, well, break a leg. What that means is do your best, you know, be good at it. So the expression as a whole says, good luck, be good at it. But if we look at each word individually, you know, we're not telling the person to go break their leg. We're telling them to be, do your best. Do your best. You can do it. You know, you're giving the person encouragement. That's an idiom. It's words that taken together mean something different than what each of the individual words means. So here's another idiom. This is the idiom for the day. Idiom for the day. No-brainer. Have you heard that before? Yeah. Well, if we looked at these words individually, it would mean that I have no brain, right? I'm totally without a brain. But that's not what the idiom means. What the idiom means is that, what the idiom means is that I don't have to think very hard about this. That it is a problem that does not require a great deal of thought,